The NBC has been plagued by financial troubles for some time, resulting in it not submitting annual financial reports, a breach of statutory obligations. However, the man at the helm says this is all in the past as the NBC strives to account for all its activities and will do so on time. Ahumub indicates that better revenue margins are expected for the current financial year. He believes that transmitter rentals hold the greatest potential for increased revenue prospects.
Our transmission, our sites that are being rendered, especially by private and community stations in many cases, is still the cheapest sites to be on. And it is still the best sites in the country because they are the highest sites. So when we do the next exercise, which is to go into looking at the true value of our sites and what market charges for equivalents in Namibia, you are going to see that we are extremely cheap. And naturally, we should be indicating here already that we are going to adjust these rates to be in line with market trends and also what they are worth.
The NBC chief points out that several measures have been implemented to control expenditure, although the expenditure continues to exceed total revenue. For the 2010-2011 total revenue combined with government subsidy amounted to $165.2 million, while expenditure stood at $205.1 million. During the last financial year, revenue rose to $168.5 million, while total expenses were $210.9 million.
What is true is that increase has been rather general, because we've done a lot of things behind the scenes to ensure that you don't have a rapid explosion in our expenditure. We've continued to broadcast round the clock. We've continued to do all the things that we are expected by law to do. But expenses have not run away.
Another positive is the asset register, which Ahumub says is in place, adding that a lot of work had to be done to make it more reflective of the company's total assets.
We overlooked under somebody's desk in an office, some of these assets are still floating around, but as they get discovered, they get loaded onto the asset register. That's a massive exercise, because remember, our asset register is not just chairs and tables. It also includes our entire transmission backbone. So there's a lot of sites that you can only reach by helicopter. And as our technicians go for maintenance and routine repairs, we will have to continuously update the asset register.
NBC has a history of debts amounting to about $275 million, most of which is owed to the receiver of revenue. The news from the fiscus is not good, and that debt will certainly haunt the corporation for some time still.
We've had the response, which is very clear from the receiver, that they will never write off principal debt. It's against the law. What they can do is the interest and the penalties on interest. Those the minister within her rights can do in terms of the law. And in principle, she has no problem with doing that, which was at least one good news in a very turbulent year.
Ahumub, however, remains confident that the national broadcaster will reach its target of tripling revenue by 2016.